5G, RDOF, and symmetrical gigabit broadband. Two of these you may know very well, and one we're going to learn more about today from my guest. I'm Janice Olivia, president and publisher of ISE Magazine and ISE Expo, and I am here with Sean Adam, vice president, market strategy and innovation of AFL. So you can't turn on the TV today without seeing at least one or two or all three 5G commercials from major wireless provider. Now, 5G, unlike its predecessors, is much more focused on supporting the symmetrical high-speed access we've been discussing. As one carrier executive has said, 5G is just fiber with an antenna at the end. How do you see 5G playing a role in transforming our daily lives, especially in this new normal? And how important is fiber in making it a reality?
Yeah, great question. You know, you look at it today, and as you said, there's you know, we're inundated with commercials, and there's that hype is kind of necessary, right? You know, one of the challenges that I think that the carriers have in deploying 5G. You know, and one of the challenges to 5G overall is there's a bit of a chicken and egg, right? If you don't build the network, you won't have the applications. If you don't have the applications, why should you build the network? And so, you know, there's a bit of that. And so you look at the carriers that are investing in putting in 5G infrastructure, they're making a bet and they're making an investment in their future. But because 5G truly, I truly believe can be transformational, much more so, you know, 4G was great. And for a geek like me, it was transformational. But 5G truly actually can transform our society. The thing is that doesn't actually come from mobility. The transformation doesn't come from the fact that we actually have faster phones. That's not the real thing. I know that's kind of what gets talked about today, and that's because that's the consumer market today. The real transformation comes from when 5G is really able to support kind of the other two sides of the application triangle, right? The ability to support mass machine communication, so machine to machine communication. That is the Internet of Things, right? We really don't have the Internet of Things today. I've said often, you know, what we have is things that sit on the internet. Truly, 5G has the ability to create this kind of mass mesh and matrix of devices that are talking to each other, not talking to us, collecting data, acting on the data. And that's one of the things that 5G can do. And you actually need it to be a wireless technology, right? It's very hard to, you know, it'd be great if we ran fiber to every single little device out my front lawn and everything, but that's not practical. You actually do need it to be wireless in nature. And then the other thing is the ultra reliable low latency part of it. The applications we're talking about that are going to be transformational all really drive the fact that as we move forward, the amount of data, kind of the data being collected today and being acted on, most of that is actually happening really kind of up in the cloud. That's going to transition. All of the data, or most of the data, is actually going to be collected at what they call the edge. And the edge could be your device. The edge could be the street corner. It could be your house, a factory building. And so what you actually have is the fact that the data is being collected at the edge and it's being acted upon in the edge, right? And that's one of the key differences. In 5G, through its low latency, through its bandwidth, through that symmetrical nature, because again, these are machines talking to each other, and of course us talking to the machines as well, is absolutely key. And you think about, you know, let's think about the new normal. You think about the fact that we're trying to drive towards, you know, how do we have situations where we have less need for direct contact, and you start to think about things like augmented reality being something that enables technicians or even actually consumers to, you know, access installation guides and manuals on products really live and overlaying them in a way that was never done before. You know, it's you know, again, you mentioned earlier that kind of hypothetical becoming reality. You could start to think about, you know, drone deliveries where they're delivering medicine, they're delivering groceries, they might even be delivering your DoorDash meal, as really something that's going to continue to come to the forefront. And for that, you actually, you know, you need something like this, what 5G brings. And again, because it's symmetrical, because you need that low latency, that high bandwidth, fiber actually ends up being kind of the core communication medium for it, because it just provides that as part of what it is, right? We've yet to actually figure out where the limit of fiber is when you're talking about communication.
I love that you mentioned your geekness, because I have the same thing as I'm driving along in the back seat to go to hockey with my child.
Yep.
I'm looking at the light poles and going, yeah, those will be great places for those 5G.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was driving, I'm from the Boston area. I was actually driving through downtown Boston just a month or so ago, and I was looking up at the light poles, like you said. And guess what I saw at the very top of one of them? I actually saw a 5G antenna.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
it's an exciting thing to think about. The motion that and the momentum that we're seeing in our industry is wonderful, and I am thrilled to have had you share a little bit more about it with us. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck with the future. I know we'll be seeing you again soon.
absolutely. Thank you so much, Janice. This is great.
Thank you.